Hey guys, how y'all doing today? It's a crisp 30-something degrees outside, so we're going to show a little bit of the insides of, what it takes to be a reseller, especially, if you want to label yourself a part-time reseller. You're just going to dabble in a little bit, maybe around the holidays to make a few extra dollars, or maybe it's something that you can, foresee yourself doing full time, break out of the norm, stop going to work for the man type thing. So really basically just like the title of this video, this is what it's about. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Are you going to put in the time, put in the effort, day in, day out to get this done? Because I'm here to tell you, it's challenging. And I'm an old school hustler. I've hustled all my life, and I'm a wheeler dealer type guy, and I enjoy it, but it can be challenging. So it just depends on, if your heart's into it or not. And it also depends on if you're putting realistic expectations. It's not something that you're going to jump into overnight. We kind of have always done a little bit of reselling. We've enjoyed it, but we haven't taken it to the level that we have recently, the past couple of years, until we made up our mind, hey, let's see what we can do. Let's see how far we can kind of spread our wings and expand this thing. And, there's a lot of, one great thing about this business is it's not typical like the other businesses, like you got to go to college for so many years, and it's so hard to break into something, or being an apprentice for somebody, and it takes forever. Well, this here, a good thing about this and a great thing about YouTube is the education. If you're willing to put in the viewership time, follow the right people, and, take steps towards your goal, the education is free. I mean, you're going to have some challenges. You're going to have to spend some money, do some things to see if it works for you. Every once in a while, you'll buy something that's a dud, or you'll buy something that you didn't wish. But, in any business and any job that you're going to do, you're going to have days like that, in period, no matter what you do. So basically what I was trying to say is there's a few different things. You can see in here that we have a hodgepodge of selling going on. Here's a seller station that we've got over here. I mean, basically a studio. And it's a point of sale, because here is where your sale is going to be made. But you can see how basic and simple this is. But in reality, this is where your sale is going to be made. Are you going to take the correct pictures? Are you going to take the time to clean the item, test the item? Because this is the only view that your potential buyer has. They're going to judge you on everything based on what pictures you put up. Because, you can put a huge description, you can put all kind of colorful words in there, but a picture is worth 1,000 words, and on eBay, that cannot be more factual. If your pictures are good, and you know what you're doing, and you're honest, the biggest thing is being honest. If it has a chip, tell them it has a chip. If it has a scratch, tell them it has a scratch. Be honest. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be a car salesman in this business. Tell the people exactly what they're expecting. They'll be happy with it. They'll leave you a good feedback. So this is what we're doing. And, there's several different things that you can see, like things that you'll choose to keep. I'm personally into collectibles, so there's all kinds of different stuff that a person will keep. Another aspect of, picking and storage units is you're always constantly looking for something. Like today, we are swinging by Goodwill. It's something that you constantly do. You're always on the lookout. You never know what product's coming in. Goodwill has been a great local source for us. The people who work here have been really good to us. We appreciate them. And it's really been a good place to stop in and check and, run onto some good things every once in a while. So you never know what you're going to find. Of course, another aspect of running around and taking care of these jobs is the constant daily shipping. If you're selling online, which is a great outlet, but you're always shipping. You're packaging, well, if you're selling, you're always shipping. You know, you're packaging, you're making it happen. So this is a place that you're going to get very familiar with as your local post office. These guys do a good job for us too. You know, even when they're busy, they do a good job of getting us in and out. And today we're going to drop off some packages, and we're coming from Goodwill, and we just did good there. We found some of the old school blow molds for Christmas. The plastic forms for Christmas. You know, if you do your research, you can see that those are worth good money too. A lot of people pass that kind of stuff up and go, that's just not worth anything. But it really is. Some of them are highly sought after and can bring hundreds of dollars. So that's something that we'll look at in the future. We've got them loaded up in the back. Stay tuned. You know, another thing in this business that's key is knowledge. Knowledge about stuff. You know, some of like this stuff, this was just something that we picked up from Goodwill just a few minutes ago as you were in the ride along. Blow molds. Older blow molds. Made in the United States. A lot of them are from General Plastics and different stuff like that. They have several different companies that made these. You know, to the average person who's not in this business, they would walk past these and feel like that there's nothing there or that they're dated. These are actually bring good money. You know, if they're in good shape, they're something that's very simple. You know, it's just you plug and play. It's one bulb in each one. There's not a whole lot that can go wrong with these unless they're just completely smashed in. So here's something to give you an example. Like this set here, 3-piece, it'll bring $100, real close to it. You know, you clean it up a little bit. Yes, there's shipping. Yes, there's packaging, stuff like that, but it's a perfect time of year. These as well, probably about $75 for these two. They're in good shape. They're older originals. They show a little bit of wear, but that's fine. You know, so it's just different knowledges of knowing what to look for, and that's going to come with a little bit of time in the business. And again, like I touched on about watching YouTube channels, the knowledge is out there for free. You know, just like I'm trying to share some things that I've learned along the way. You never know what's out there until you start looking and seeing. So it's just a little something that we wanted to show you. We found a couple of other things that we'll share with you as well. And as this progresses, we'll try to show you a lot of things. You know, also too, this is something that's fun to fill in downtime that you may have. Like for me personally, I'm a car guy at heart. Cars, motorcycles, custom stuff. And you know, I wheel and deal in that all the time. But there's dry spells. There's sometimes, just like with the picking with some of this odd to end stuff, you may be able to find cars some months. You may go and not be able to find anything. So this really helps to fill in the blanks on things, smalls, and always expanding your knowledge, learning things. There's a lot of great people in the community to learn from here. There's Bonafide Hustler out there and Global Voodoo. These are just a few guys who've been doing this, you know, a long time. They know what they're talking about. They're guys that you can pull knowledge from and really go a long way with it and make something happen in your own area. So it's just something to keep in mind. We'll show you a few other pieces here in a few minutes. Just speaking about car stuff, you know, you never know what you're going to find. Here's another find that we just got into. These are for Dodge Ram truck, Dakota, brand new headers, fresh out of a unit that we just cleaned out. They got the gaskets in there, the bolts and all. We looked these up. I don't want to unwrap them right now. You know, they're perfectly brand new, but just been in storage for quite a few years. These things are over $400. That shows you, I mean, you know, if you're going to buy a unit that's going to cost you maybe $75, $100, one score like this, it makes all the difference in the world. And that's brand new with the stickers, the guides, everything in there that you can see. So just one more aspect of it, you know. Me being a car guy, it's just like a big bonus, like Christmas. Every episode we're going to try to slide something in that's a what is it. And you know, the first episode we had a little iron there, and this episode we've got something military based since we're right outside of Fort Rucker. Check this thing out. Now obviously it says power supply, so you know that's up, but how many of you have seen these? What do you think it's for? What was it used for? You know, any of you military guys, let us know. This piece alone has to be at least 150 pounds. This thing's got handles on the side. It is solid as a rock for that small of a unit. But just all kinds of stuff that you're going to run across. And that's one super cool thing here in this area. And this is where we're just bringing stuff into process. That's where you can see there's boxes and everything. That's going to be a constant ongoing thing. You just try to organize as you go. But one really cool thing about being in a military town is you're going to find so many different unique things that are not going to be available in other areas. We have so many veterans that move here and retire or come in for short amount of times and go out. So when you're out local picking or even in storage auctions or regular auctions, you're going to run across things that are really, really cool. Just one more aspect of what we're doing. Also, storage. That's the name of the game. It's a premium in anything that you're doing. Like last episode where we touched on buying the building for storage. Shelves, this is a great example of also making connections. Like there was a storage auction. This was the only piece I wanted out of the unit. The gentleman that was ready to bid against me and him were ready to make a deal before the unit ever even came up to auction. So I knew that I was getting the piece. I was happy. He was happy because he was getting the rest of the stuff in the unit, and you don't stand there and beat yourself up. Hey guys, welcome back to the conclusion of the second episode of Storage Mafia. Like we covered in the first episode, we're going to be doing the Margarita Minute, which in this episode you can see we covered a lot of our last finds, what we were getting into, what we found, some things we've kept, some things that are still for sale. We're going to be looking at those things a little closer in future episodes, but right now I want to take a few minutes. We got our margarita handy. I wanted to say cheers to everything that you guys may be drinking this evening and introduce a couple of people. This is my wife, Miss Etika, and this is my son Mason, who is normally behind the camera. These guys are a great support system, make everything happen, and together a three-person crew. We hope to grow this into something very special, and we appreciate each and every viewer. And I'm almost out of time, so that's Margarita Minute. Have a good night.